The comments sparking outrage, including from FCC Chair Brendan Carr, who oversees broadcast licensing for local stations, as well as ABC, and an immediate response from both sides of the aisle. The president also recently weighing in during a press conference alongside UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer in England.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
All right, News Nation's Joe Khalil live on Capitol Hill. Joe, what is the latest reaction that you're hearing from lawmakers on this?
Well, there is a lot of it coming in, Natasha, and perhaps not surprisingly, it seems to be falling along party lines. You've got a lot of conservatives, Republicans that we've spoken to today, and others that are celebrating this decision, celebrating the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel. Many of them argue that the comments you just heard Kimmel made were a false characterization of the person alleged to have assassinated Charlie Kirk, that the comments were insensitive and wrong, and that they say now Kimmel is facing the proper consequences for that. You heard President Trump give that comment around 1 a.m. Eastern time this morning. President Trump also took to Truth Social. And he said here in his post, great news for America. He says the ratings challenged Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. He says congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. And he went on to express that he hopes other networks cancel their late night shows as well. On the other side of that, Natasha, you've got a lot of Democrats, progressives, and some in the center who are saying today, this is the very same cancel culture that the right has decried for years. And many of them say this is now a free speech issue, arguing that it wasn't the values of Disney as a company that led to Jimmy Kimmel being suspended, but rather that it was pressure from the FCC and its chairman, Brendan Carr. The people who were in that camp, some Democrats we talked to today, they interpreted Carr's comments earlier in the day yesterday as putting pressure or threatening not just Disney, but also some of the companies that own these local stations to pull Jimmy Kimmel from its air. You can listen here for yourself. This is what Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, said yesterday, just hours before all of this became public.
Frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Now, before Disney made its decision, the companies Sinclair and Nexstar also made the decisions to pull Kimmel's show temporarily from their airwaves. And in full disclosure, Nexstar Media is NewsNation's parent company. This is the statement that Nexstar put out, explaining its rationale here. It says, quote, Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national discourse. We do not believe they represent the spectrum of opinions, views, or values at the heart of the communities in which we are located. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in these communities we serve, simply not in the public interest at the current time. And Natasha, for their part, we've talked to a lot of lawmakers today on both sides of the aisle, on both sides of this issue. Here's just a little sense of what we've been hearing from them today.
At this time in which we're trying to bring people together, people that influence public opinion should be extremely careful about the bigger picture here. If other folks are out there saying things that cause harm or that are creating animosity, this is probably not the time in which news organizations should be promoting that.
The question is, should the government tell Jimmy Kimmel what he can and can't say? The whole First Amendment is written on the premise that that is not the role of the government.
So again there, Natasha, along party lines, that is so far the reaction that we have heard today.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.